might be available, and everything else you need to know as you get ready to apply and register and arrive at Niagara College. Also, there's so much stuff. I'm going to log in here so you guys can see what it looks like. There's a nice, beautiful message from Sean Kennedy, the president of Niagara College, and then all the information you need. So we talked about the information sessions. We talked about the Ask Me Anything, college exploration information sessions. Okay, those sessions go over pathways and programs offered at Niagara College. So with the pathways, it's really about, well, what can I do after college? What are some options there for further study? Also, you can explore our schools of study, right? So you can click and understand and learn about all the different programs we have and offer. So please take your time to explore that. Also, take a virtual tour. Okay, so that is very helpful to actually see where we are. I can't go outside right now. I have to be here on the computer hosting this, but I would love to show you the campus. But there will be an opportunity for that in the near future. But today, take the virtual tour, okay? Take the virtual tour. It's wonderful. It's done very well, and you can see how beautiful both the Daniel J. Patterson campus is and the Welland campus. Finally, there's a button here, talk to a recruiter. If you are a domestic student, press that button and you'll talk directly with someone from the Canadian recruitment team. Now, if you want to talk to somebody from international about a recruiter position, go to the Ask Me Anything session, right? Talk to your regional manager, okay? So again, make sure you're signing into this website because you are eligible to win a $3,000 tuition prize. Okay, so you have to sign in between 10 a.m. and 3 p.m. Eastern time. Log in, sign in, and it will be good to go. Okay, so contest terms and conditions do apply. Be aware of that. Okay, so like I said, this morning we have the pleasure of learning all about international student services, about the student journey. So today, what we're going to do is we're going to go virtually to a college fair where we have a student with us who is going to take us on this journey. So let's go to the college fair.
Oh, James, I'm so excited. We have so great options. I can't wait to see what Niagara College has to offer. Oh, I think she works here. Oh, hello. May I ask you a question?
Absolutely. My name is Anna McQuiston, and I am an international student advisor. Welcome to today's job fair, or I'm sorry, welcome to today's college fair. How can I help you today?
Oh, hello, Anna. I have a couple questions. I would like to know, how do I apply for a program?
That's an excellent question, Marilia. Before you apply, you should consider the following things. Check your specific program on our website. Our website will provide you with lots of information on your subject, on your specific program. It will tell you what is required of the program. In addition, it will let you know what credentials will be awarded to you once you complete the program. It will also tell you how long the program is and which campus is offering it. In addition, you should also check the program availability site. You can check to see if your program is open for the term, closed, waitlisted, or suspended. If you have any additional information or any additional questions at that time, you can ask your international student advisor or reach out to your regional manager. Once you've reviewed all that, you can apply through the internet, through the application online. And within 48 hours, you will receive a notification that your application has been received. In 2 weeks' time, you should receive an offer letter, your letter of acceptance, that will tell you valuable information about visa requirements, orientation, and tuition payment.
Thank you, Anna. Now I know exactly what I need to do to apply for my program. Before I go for my next question, I just want to remind all the students and parents that are watching us, if you have any question, please write it down in the Q&A session, okay? So my next question is, will my program be eligible for the post-graduation work permit?
Hi, Marilia. I'm over here. My name is Laura Fakla, and I am also an international student advisor. And that is a really important question. There are several factors that are required to meet the eligibility for the postgraduate work permit when you complete your program. To meet the criteria for the PGWP, the postgraduate work permit, it's a lot to say, isn't it? So we'll say PGWP. There are 3 main requirements. Number 1, you need to graduate from a designated learning institution. This is set out by the Immigration Canada, and I'm happy to say Niagara College is one of those designated learning institutions, which we short name as a DLI. So that would be the first thing you need to double check. Number 2, your program needs to be at least 8 months in duration, and it needs to lead to a credential like a certificate, a diploma, or a graduate certificate. So for example, our 1-year program in ecosystem restoration, it's 8 months in length. It's considered a 1-year program. So you would be eligible for a 1-year PGWP. If you did a 2-year program like hospitality, hotel, restaurant management, that would be eligible for a 3-year PGWP. Our EAP program, the English for Academic Preparation, that is a program that would not be eligible because it doesn't lead to a college credential. The third thing that you need to make sure that you have in order to be eligible for the PGWP is a valid study permit for the length of your program. And you need to remain full-time study in your program without any breaks, without any unscheduled breaks. But for more information about that, you can look at the Niagara College website for the international program availability. And for all of the immigration details, you would go to the immigration website. But of course, your ISAs, the International Student Advisor, like Anna and myself, there's actually 6 of us. We are always there to help guide students through their entire journey about their immigration and academic needs. I hope that helps you.
Oh, it did, Laura. Laura, I'm going to check those websites. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I don't know where I'm going to live. Can you help me to find a place?
Hi, Marilia. My name is Jillian. I'm an international student housing and settlement advisor, and that's a very good question. Having a safe and comfortable place to live is extremely important. And we have a team at the College and International Services dedicated to supporting all of our international students with all things housing and settlement related. There are a lot of options when looking for a place to live. It's important to note that college staff cannot find our students a place to live. However, we can certainly provide you with information, advice, and resources, and the Housing and Settlement team is always available to answer any questions you may have. Firstly, please visit our international housing webpage for all of our housing options. Do you want to live on campus or off campus? If you want to live in on-campus residence, we can certainly help you get started with your application. If you'd prefer to live in an off-campus rental, We can provide you with links and resources to help you get started on your search. It's also extremely important to ensure that wherever you live is on a bus route so that you can get to campus in a timely and convenient manner. We also provide settlement sessions to further help you find housing, as well as go over legal rights and responsibilities and tenants, and so many other topics related to your housing and settlement journey. So please always make sure you're looking at our events calendar so that you don't miss out on any important housing related sessions.
Oh, thank you, Jenny. I'm a little bit confused about my class schedule. Do I need to select my classes?
Hi, Marilia. My name is Natalie Boverhoff, and I am our International Student Engagement Coordinator. So I'd love to help you with that question. At Niagara College, we do our timetables in blocks, not by individual classes. So the best place to start is with our BNC Ready modules. These are our modules that help you step by step through all the services and technologies we use here at the college. So I'd start with our B Timetable Ready and our BNC Tech Ready modules. And this will give you a great understanding of all our timetable selection and how to navigate selecting your timetable online. We also run live sessions. These are our 101 sessions. And these are live sessions that are designed to help students. The first one I would advise you join is our Program Delivery 101. And this will help you understand whether your program would be fully on campus, fully online, or a hybrid program, as well as whether your classes would run synchronous or asynchronous. Next, I would attend our Blackboard 101 session to understand how to use your Niagara College Blackboard, your NC portal, as well as the importance of your Niagara College email. And finally, we have our Timetable 101 sessions, and these run the week before and during timetable selection so that we can help you with any questions you have while you're making your selections. You can also make appointments with your international student advisors if you have specific questions, as well as we have a lot of student volunteers who you can contact who are able to help you using their own previous experience with timetable and timetable selection. Students can also reach out to Nicole SOS at niagaracollege.ca, which is our online support from enrollment from our registrar services that is specifically there to help with timetable selection questions.
Thank you, Natalie. I hope to work while I'm in school, but I have never worked in Canada before. Who can help me? What do I need to work in Canada?
Hi, Marilia. It's Jillian here again, your Housing and Settlement Advisor. So really good question, because a lot of our international students do hope to work. So there are many things to consider when it comes to looking for a part-time job, and Niagara College will support you through the process and answer any questions you have. So there's a few steps that you need to take. The first step, and the most important one, is to determine whether you are eligible to work in Canada. So you should be always discussing this with your international student advisor to just confirm that you are eligible to work. Also, it's really important to talk to your international student advisor about how many hours you can work during school and during break weeks. So always have that discussion with your advisor as your first step. Step number 2, you have to apply for your social insurance number. Everybody, domestic, citizens, international students, anybody who wants to work in Canada has to have a social insurance number. So during our orientation, we typically have social insurance number clinics during the first week of class. So if you are needing support getting your social insurance number, you can always participate in those clinics, or you can get in contact with your settlement advisor or your international student advisor, and we will give you all of the resources you need to get that application done and to get your social insurance number. Third step is we have a career services department on campus who can support you. Career counselors can help you build a resume and a cover letter, as well as provide you with resources to look for jobs. They also host career fairs throughout the year where employers come to campus and you get to meet with a bunch of employers at once. So it's a really, really great opportunity to try and find a job. So again, please keep up to date with our events calendar. all of these events and sessions are posted on our calendar, and we always have a careers month throughout the year as well, where there's lots of sessions to help you with resumes, cover letters, getting ready for interviews, and so forth. So again, all of that is on our events calendar, so please always keep up to date with that.
Oh, that's a great support. Thank you, Julian. What can I do if I need health and wellness support when I'm in school?
Maria, it's Natalie again. That is an excellent question, and we want you to know that there are lots of ways to get support for health and wellness while you're at the college. I'll just run through a couple of them with you now. The first is you're supported by your international insurance. So GuardMe is our international insurance company. And of course, if you need to visit a doctor, GuardMe is there, but also there's lots of other services you can use, such as their mobile doctor, which allows you to see a Canadian doctor virtually, as well as their Keep Me Safe app, which is an app which grants you a whole bunch of online resources, articles, videos about health and wellness and how to take care of yourself, as well as access to a multilingual, multicultural counselor 24 hours a day and 7 days a week. On campus, we also have our health, wellness, and accessibility services. And using those, you can do counseling, either in person, on the phone, or a virtual meeting, much like we're meeting today. We have a doctor and nurses on campus. We have student wellness checks, as well as a whole host of programs, such as Carew, mindfulness training, and Thrive at NC. Our student government, Niagara College Student Administrative Council, or NCSAC, also runs a number of student wellness activities, including our Wellness Peers program and our Wellness Lounge. There are so many places to be supported at Niagara College, and we really want everyone to feel that they can come and talk to us either in the international office or any of the other services that I've mentioned.
Oh, I'm great. I'm happy to know that I'm being well supported. Thank you, Natalie. What if I'm having problems in a class? How can I get help?
Hi, Marilia. It's Anna again, your International Student Advisor. Wow, what a great and very important question. Thank you for asking that. There are a number of reasons why you may be finding a class challenging, such as something that's happening in your personal life, or perhaps not understanding the course material, or maybe even language skills. Whomever you speak to about this, you will be connected with your International Student Advisor, who will find out the details of the situation and connect you with the appropriate person or services. At Niagara College, we are dedicated and we have a whole team willing to help you, as we want you to succeed. That help may come in different forms. It may be from your instructor. It may be from peer tutoring. It may be from health, wellness, and accessibility, or settlement services. But we are dedicated to find that help for you. The goal is to help you to be successful in your program, and the help starts with you reaching out. So thank you for asking that question.
Thank you, Anna. I make sure that I'm connecting with my International Student Advisor. How can I get more involved on campus and in the region?
Hi, Marilia. It's me again. That is an excellent question. And there are so many ways to get involved both on campus and as part of the Niger community. We really do have something for everyone. So I'm going to start with the international division. That's sort of your home base. So you get involved by being one of our PAL mentors. Those are our pre-arrival link mentors. These are students that help incoming students before orientation and during the first couple of weeks of class during that transition time into being a new student at Niagara College. We also have special volunteers for our English for Academic Preparation course. We also run social events during the week and every weekend of every term. So you can join and just participate in the social events, or you can help us plan cultural events, things that you want to share from your own culture or part of the Canadian culture that you want to learn more about. Next, we have our Center for Student Engagement and Leadership. They run a leadership program, Leadership Exploration Development, or LEAD program. It's an excellent way to get involved. You can become a college-wide orientation volunteer, one of our peer mentors, and they also run the Get Involved program, which is our off-campus volunteer opportunities. With your student government, again, NCSAC, they have clubs that you can join, or you can create your own club and apply for funding during the semester and meet lots of other people that way. They run events as well, and you can volunteer to be part of the street team or one of our NC ambassadors. If you're really passionate about student government, you can also get elected to council and help support your own program. Our health, wellness, and accessibility services run programs such as our wellness peers, as well as our NC track program. Within our area of sustainability, we have student blogs, sustainability programs, and then big campus-wide events such as their Bio Blitz. In athletics and recreation, you can be part of our varsity sports teams, which are our sort of high-grade athletes, part of our intramurals, which is more sports for fun, and then of course there are tons of fitness classes that you can take part in as well.
Oh, those are great opportunities. Thank you, Natalie. When I finish my program, do I get help with my post-graduation work permit?
Hi, Marilia. It's Laura again, your International Student Advisor. And another really great question. You're asking really some great questions that take you through the entire life cycle of a student at Niagara College. And we absolutely support students up to apply for their postgraduate work permit, or the PGWP. Basically, once you are officially graduated from the college, you will receive your official transcript and a letter of graduation. And then we have a series of virtual tutorials with an ISA that help you fill out your immigration application and upload all of the documents that are required to apply for the PGWP. In fact, we have sessions that support students for all of their immigration documents, the study permit extension, if you need a co-op work permit, if you need to apply for an entry visa, and of course the PGWP. We also help with family applications. So once again, you are supported all the way through with your immigration needs from when you apply to when you graduate. And all of your ISAs are certified as a RECIA, which is through a government mandated regulation that we are certified to advise on temporary residence. We cannot advise on permanent residency, but we bring in a specialist each term to talk to students about pathways to permanent residency. So once again, you are supported through your entire academic life cycle from when you apply to when you graduate. I hope that helps you.
Oh, it did. Thank you, Laura. Niagara College is looking amazing, resourceful, and supportive. How can I continue to be a part of my Niagara College family?
Well, it's me again, and I am so happy that you asked that question. And Niagara College is like a family. You know, all the people you see together right now, we not only work together, but we truly care for each other as a family. And we have alumni services, which does a wonderful job of helping graduates keep connected to Niagara College. So one of the things that we do is you would sign up as an alumni. You still have access to your Blackboard account and to your Niagara College email for up to 2 years after graduation. Your ISA team, your International Student Advisors, will continue to support you after you apply for your PGWP. If you're a student then that requires a temporary resident visa, then we would teach you how to apply for that as well if that's needed. And we just love having students come back and tell us about where their NC experience took them in life, Where are you working? Did you become a permanent resident? Did you become a citizen? I think all of us on our team have actually participated or joined graduates at their citizenship ceremony. So we just absolutely love hearing that. So please do stay connected to us once you graduate. So thank you again for all of your wonderful questions.
Oh, thank you. I love to hear a little bit more about Niagara College. There are so many services that Niagara College offers. Is there a place that I can look at all of them?
Really, that is a great question. So I'm going to give you a copy of our International Student Supports postcard here. And as you can see, we just kind of all the things you just talked about, moving from where we support you, from application acceptance, your pre-arrival, arrival, in-program supports, and then of course, as you and Laura just discussed, your graduation supports. So there's a copy of this for you. As you can see, just in a little infographic, here you are, and here are all the areas of the college that are here to support you throughout your entire life as a student, throughout your student journey. And we would all be really thrilled if you would pick Niagara College as your place to study. So thank you so much for coming to the college fair today and for asking all of your fantastic questions.
My pleasure.
Thank you. That was a great college fair. There was so much information, and we learned so much all about student services. And we had great information there at the end. I also want to point out that there is a website. And I'm going to show that to everybody right now. And here it is, the Niagara College International website. So it's international.niagaracollege.ca. And you heard so much about housing and the supports we can give. All of it, it's all here on the website as well. So if there's something you missed, you can always come back to the website, check out the student services, look at future students here to go through some of those as well. Okay, so a lot of information is up here on the website. Also, if you have a screenshot, you might want to take a little picture of these. These are your regional managers. Okay, so we're here to help you from all different parts of the world. Okay, if there's any question you have, if you have questions about how to apply, about scholarships, anything happens after the fair today, and you still think, oh, I need an answer to this, please feel free to reach out to one of your regional managers. Okay, and I have seen a lot of activity in the question and answers. There are a lot of questions. Okay, that's excellent. I do want to let you guys know we will continue all day from 10 o'clock in the morning until 3 p.m. in the afternoon with an international Ask Me Anything. So if one of your questions didn't get answered here right now, please feel free to come to the AMA, the Ask Me Anything. Talk to us directly, okay? We'll have time all throughout today to continue answering your questions. But today, this morning, we're going to try and focus a little bit on student services because we have all these wonderful experts here with us. So, to start off, before we go into some of the question and answers, I just wanted to kind of go around the table and ask each of you, what is your number one piece of advice for future students? Maybe we'll start with Laura.
Oh, good question, James. Wow. My number one piece of advice. So as an international student advisor, my area of expertise and passion is academic and immigration support. So it would be to make sure that you understand your immigration documents and the program that you are choosing. So for example, how long is the program? Are there any breaks in the program? What in the program might I have difficulty with? And to think in advance of the services I'm going to need to be able to support me. So for example, every program has a mandatory English or communication course and a math course. Like these are basic employability skills. And so if you're not strong in math or writing, then you might want to already start thinking about what do I need to be able to support me in those classes? And that might be reaching out to an ISA like myself or Anna and connecting with maybe peer tutoring or our library resources to support you. The other thing would be to understand your immigration documents, and that would be to do our BNC Ready modules on immigration. So we have two of them. One is Immigration Part 1, it's coming to Canada, and Immigration Part 2, which is understanding all of your immigration documents. That gives you a really solid foundation to be prepared as a student so that you can focus on your studies.
Thank you. And Jillian, I'm just kind of going around my Zoom cubes here, and you're next. So what's the number one piece of advice you would have for future students?
So as a housing and settlement advisor, I would say along the same vein as what Laura mentioned, being proactive. So in regards to housing, start looking at housing options as soon as possible. Research Niagara, know the region. You know, sometimes we hear of students wanting to live closer to Toronto, thinking that Niagara is really close, and it's not close enough to study in Niagara, but to live in Toronto. So doing your research, knowing what support you're going to need when you get here. So do you want to get community involved? Are you traveling to Canada with children? Do you need information about schools for your kids? Are you coming with a partner who might need employment? So really knowing what sort of services and support you're going to need in order to be successful in your non-academic life. So that is what the settlement team is here to help you with. So again, being proactive, not waiting into the last minute. And then you're going to be stressed, then you're going to be panicked, doing your research, really trying to understand the Niagara region and everything that we have to offer. And again, reaching out to all of the International Student Services staff members with any question that you may have. There is no dumb question. That is what we're here for. So please don't be afraid to reach out and ask us for our support.
Wonderful, thank you. And Marilia, what about you? What is the number one piece of advice?
Thank you, James. I would say get connected. Connected with your international student advisor, with our international team. Get to know as many people as possible so they can be your support here in Canada. So the international team is awesome, and we have wonderful people that are here to support you. So make sure you connect with them and don't miss our activities. We have lots of activities. We're having lots of fun. Even though we are online, we're still having lots of fun, and make sure you are always connected and engaged with us.
That is sound advice. And what about from Anna? What would you tell the audience today?
Thanks, James. Yeah, I have to reiterate what Jillian said. As an international student advisor, we're usually the first point of contact, and asking questions is the best piece of advice I can give you. Don't rely on your friends' advice, especially for immigration. information, because not every situation is the same as yours. Ask, ask, ask. You have a whole panel of experts at services to help you and to guide you. And if we don't know the answer, then we will reach out to experts that we do know to find that answer for you. So ask. There's no question that is dumb. It's a learning experience, and it also connects you with all the services that we do have.
Perfect. Thank you. And Natalie?
Thank you, James. Probably going to sound a little repetitious here, because I think we're all kind of saying this a very similar message, like be present, get involved, be engaged. As Marilia mentioned, we have tons of activities, and not just through international. There's lots of areas in the college where we are running events, running clubs. There's peer mentors to help with overall college questions. There are wellness peers that can help if you're feeling stressed or lonely. We have people in different areas everywhere across the college who want to help you succeed and help you enjoy your time at the college as a student and life in Niagara and Canada. So find your fit. Find the people you need to support you. Find the things you enjoy to do. Of course, your academics so important, but you also want to enjoy the whole college experience. So meet new people, find friends, find things you enjoy, new foods, new activities. You're coming to another country for a reason, and that's to experience the life here. So we really want to help you, find your feet and get involved and enjoy your time here as a student.
That is awesome advice, right? And Natalie, you're so correct, right? The words I heard most were connect, communicate, reach out, connect, communicate, reach out. And I think that is absolutely very sound advice, right? Everyone can see we have so many services here. We have so many people who are engaged and ready to help. We want to help. This is our passion. It's what we love to do, and we're all here for you. So I also see Mr. Matthew Marois is here for students. Matthew, welcome to the session this morning. As some of you may have seen, Matthew is one of our regional managers. Matt, what about you? What would be your number one piece of advice for future students?
Hi, James. I think I crashed the Zoom party this morning. But hey, well, I'm here. Lots of advice for students for sure. I mean, one is I'm outside right now. Get outside. It's beautiful in Canada. You can probably see my breath, but I like it out here, and it's a good place to work for sure. But I think everyone kind of summed it up. Get connected, use your resources. I'll just add, as I see Gary is on the call here too. When I was in college versus university, when I was in college, I really got connected with my professors. My university was very big, and I never really talked to my professors or anything like that. But in college, I really was good friends with my professors, and they know the industry. They know good jobs, they know good areas, they have a lot of good advice as well. So really get close to your professors. It's really easy to do. You got small class sizes and things like that, and they're a lot of fun. So yeah, I guess get connected is the theme for this morning. And I apologize for the crash. I will back off now. See everybody.
You're always welcome here, Matt. Welcome anytime. It's nice to have your input and great experience from you. So like we've been saying, right, get connected, okay? We're all here for you. Also, just to give a little sneak peek, a little announcement, from April 13th until April 17th, we will be having a huge live event, okay? Where you can get connected with people from all around the college and all around Niagara region, and even some of our partners around the world. So it's a huge event. It's called Niagara College Canada Worldwide Application Days 2021. It is a beautiful name. We call it NCCWAD, Niagara College Canada Worldwide Application Days 2021. So be tuned for that. Look for information on our website. Check your emails. We will be sending out more information about that in the near future. Remember, April 13th to April 17th. But let's get back to student services here, where we do have a great question from the Q&A that I wanted to sort of highlight, and it was about September. Where is the best place to keep up to date on what is happening for September in terms of being in class or being online? Anyone here from Student Services who could help us with that? Okay, Jillian, I saw your hand go up first.
I'm assuming we have a frequently asked questions webpage that has everything you need to know regarding COVID-19. And it is updated regularly by our communications team. So any information about what's going to be happening on campus, any programs that may be hybrid, online, fully on campus, please do check out the FAQ webpage because all of your COVID-19 questions will be answered there.
That's wonderful. It's, yeah, the resources are there, right? They're on the FAQs, they're on the websites. So that information will definitely be easy to find for everyone. And here's an interesting question. Can I transfer my program from the Daniel J. Patterson campus or the Niagara on the Lake campus to Welland campus? Can you transfer programs? Maybe an ISA can help. Laura?
That's a great question. The short answer is probably not, because each campus specializes in different areas. So the Daniel J. Patterson Niagara on the Lake campus specializes in our business, School of Culinary, Food, Wine, Hospitality, and environment. So those programs are specifically at that campus. And the Welland campus, that campus specializes in the trades, mechanical engineering, electrical, computer, healthcare. So we have our dental program, our nursing program, our PSW program. So those are specifically at that campus. The only kind of crossover would be our general arts and science program that runs at both campuses. So you really need to be mindful of the program that you're choosing and which campus it is at. And that also impacts where you're going to choose to live as well. And Jillian can definitely speak more to that. Anna, did you have anything else to add for that?
I was just going to add, it depends if you want to change your program. So let's say that you're in culinary, you signed up for culinary, and now you decided to go to, let's say, computer engineering. So you would need to connect with, if it's your first term, you would need to connect with your regional manager first. You could also reach out to your international student advisor.
Thank you very much. We have another question here from Nidhi Patel. And the question is it possible to connect with students of September 2021 intake of my region? So I guess sort of the question is, how do I connect with other students, or how do I connect with other students who are coming from the same place I am? So what's the best way to start making student connections?
I think that's a great Natalie question.
I was thinking the same thing.
I was just trying to take myself off mute. That is an excellent question. So we have lots of different ways where you can connect even when we're not on campus. The first one is our BNC Ready app. And so once you're on this app, there's a couple of different ways you can communicate with students. There's our activity stream, which is the live section. You can post comments, pictures, questions, and it's a good way. That's how a lot of our students make their WhatsApp groups or trade information that way, or start forming clubs, looking for friends either in their program or from their home country and culture. You can also, once you're part of the community, private message one-on-one students just by looking in the community. It's a great way for you to get in touch with some of our student volunteers as well. Our PAL mentors are there, and they've got PAL in front of their name, so you know that these are returning students who are able to answer questions that you might have. They also have bios, so you can look them up and find someone who's in the same program as you or from the same country, speaks the same first language. We also have our Guard Me ambassadors on there as well. So if you have specific questions about our insurance or the Keep Me Safe program or the mobile doctor program, all of those things, you can find our Guard Me ambassadors right there in that community as well. And then you can private message them any questions that you have. We can also form channels or separate groups on the app. So if you wanted to make a group for people from your program or who speak the same first language as you, you can do that and then just contact me and I can help you make that channel, which provides sort of a chat space that is private just to the people who are in that group. So there's lots of ways that students can use the app. We also have our new student Facebook group, which you're encouraged and invited to join at the beginning of your semester. So it's also a great way to make contact with students. And then of course, all the activities we run, we start our pre-orientation sessions a month before classes start. So at the beginning of April, we'll be starting for our May 2021 semester. And so, you go to all these sessions, learn about Blackboard and learn about handing in your assignments, and then the social events as well. Lots of different ways to sort of meet people live on Zoom before you even start your program. So lots of different ways to engage. Marilia, did you have anything you wanted to add?
Actually, no, you said it all. Yeah, that's it. It's our BNC Ready app and the Facebook group and our live sessions.
Awesome. Thank you very much. So the BNC Ready app, where can I find it? Would I just go to?
Yes, it's very easy. In fact, I can put a link in the chat in a moment, but really just go to Google Play or the App Store and put in BNC Ready and it will pop up. It is a free app. We encourage all of our students to have it for the entire time they're a student. For example, next week is our Student Appreciation Week for our current students, and I can find all of the contests and games and activities right on the app. I'm sorry, that's my Dutch clock. And so we post everything on the app, whether it's social events, whether it's immigration sessions, whether it's important housing information and settlement information. All of that gets posted on the app, on the content, on the schedule. So all the links are there. I can find any of our international student services staff on the app. It's really a great tool just to stay connected. And so we really do encourage all of our students to have it and use it their entire lifetime as a student.
Thank you very much, Natalie. So again, BNC Ready app. Wherever you get your apps, whatever apps you like to play with on your phone or on your tablet, that's where you can go and get the BNC Ready app. BNC Ready. Okay, thank you very much. I think we have time for about one more question. And I think it's probably the most important question right now as we are running out of time. And it is from Banuka Amagoda. I'm sorry about the pronunciation. And the question is, can you explain the methods that we can contact an international student advisor? And I think that's an important question because we're about to say goodbye to our services team here. So after we say goodbye, what can we do, right? Especially if we can't join the Ask Me Anything sessions that are happening today, where you can continue to talk with our services team and regional managers. But, you know, tomorrow or next week, if you want to contact our services team, what's the best way to do that?
Well, that's a great question, James. And I think Marilia just put in the chat the link to how you meet your advisors. And your International Student Advisor, ISA, we specialize in schools and programs. So you would need to look at that link and then choose the advisor to contact based on the program that you're interested in. And then your advisor will reach out to you. It usually takes us about up to 48 hours to return an email. So please just email us once with a specific question. And if you are a current student, give us your student number, and then we'd be happy to help you. Anna and myself, and we have Michelle and Paul and Mamta and Charles. We are often, as Anna said, the first point of contact, but we're not always the person with all of the answers. But we are well connected in the college. So if we don't know the answer, we will bring someone into the conversation that does know the answer, that is the best person to support you. But starting with us is a good place, and we will help you get the answers that you need. Yep, Anna?
Every Thursday, we do also have an ISA session, so you can ask your International Student Advisor. We usually have 2 advisors on the chat. You can ask them anything and connect.
Absolutely.
Every Thursday.
Every Thursday. You can find that in the event link, right, Anna and Natalie?
Yes.
Yes.
And on the app.
And on the app.
Perfect.
Look at that. There's so many ways to connect. Zoom sessions every Thursday, the app, which is always in your pocket, email, right? Phones, not so much anymore because it's so much easier to go and see people face to face, right? On Zoom or through these through sessions like today. So thank you so much to Laura, Jillian, Natalie, Anna, and Marilia for being here, for representing International Student Services and providing so much information for all of the students around the world and parents and partners who are watching with us today. Thank each and every one of you so much. And remember, if you have more questions for them, go into the Ask Me Anything sessions at 10 o'clock. They are starting. So right now, we don't have to say goodbye to you, the students and parents and partners. We'll say goodbye to services. And we will start welcoming our academic panel. As we do that, as we let our academic panel get set up, I'm just going to go through a few things with everybody. I'm going to share my screen again and make sure everybody knows all about open house and what is happening here today. Okay, let's go. So when you go to the open house page, openhouse.niagaracollege.ca, you can log in and make sure to log in, okay? Make sure to log in, because when you log in between 10 and 3, you are eligible for a $3,000 tuition prize, okay? Very, very important. We all like prizes. Prizes are good. Also, when you're here, you'll see the message from President Sean Kennedy, who is welcoming everybody to NC's virtual open house. Also, you can quickly find all the information you need for live academic information sessions. Today we have a panel representing many different schools around the college, but if you want to learn more about a specific program, this is where you want to go, because from 10 o'clock until 3 o'clock, there are so many different program sessions happening. It's going to be very, very exciting. Also, we have the live Ask Me Anything. Okay, this is where you can connect with student services and have your questions answered live. And you can also talk to international team here as well. So there are many different types of Ask Me Anything sessions happening, including one with President Sean Kennedy and the president of NC-SAC. So there is some information on the website about that. We have college exploration information sessions. Those are happening all throughout the day, and they're there to go over some pathway options and different programs that are offered. So you get to explore what you can do here at Niagara College, and you also get to explore what you can do after. Also, here you can click on Explore Our Schools of Study. That will take you to get more information about a specific program. You can take a virtual tour. Okay, so you can go around the campus virtually. But as I mentioned earlier, on April 13th until April 17th, we will be doing 111 hours straight of live sessions where you will get to see live what the campuses look like. You will get to hear from people all over the college, all over the region, and all over the world actually during this event from April 13th to April 17th. And that is the Niagara College Canada Worldwide Application Days 2021. So stay tuned to that. Finally, I know this is going on, but it's very important information. Talk to a recruiter. If you are a Canadian student, this is a perfect link to click. If you are an international student and you want to talk to a recruiter, go to the Ask Me Anything session. We have the International Student Services and international regional managers there to help you. So please make sure you explore the website, log in, but I'm going to stop sharing here and we're going to continue with our session this morning. And we're getting into our academic panel. So you'll see that the Zoom room here has filled up. We have so many people from all around the college joining us today. So instead of me trying to introduce everybody, why don't we sort of go around the room and everybody can introduce themselves, tell us what your position is, what school you work in, and maybe a little sneak peek if you have anything later in the day today. Okay, so yeah, let's start with Adam Weaver.
Oh, sure, why not? Boy, you sort of frightened me there with the sneak peek at something. I don't know what to say. Anyway, I'm Adam Weaver. I'm one of the 2 associate deans in the School of Business and Management. My favorite color is blue. I'm on stage here. I'm under pressure. No, please do come out to the sessions for the School of Business and Management if that subject area interests you at 11:15. Okay, so that's later on today. We do have school-specific sessions running at 11:15 for the School of Business and Management. I'll get off the stage now.
Adam, that's exactly the kind of sneak peek we wanted, right?
Oh, okay.
So after this session, is there another time today that we can find you, right? Or find more information about the programs you're involved with. So that is fantastic. Thank you very much. Gary, over to my right.
Yes, actually, and I have Adam right next to me, so that makes perfect sense. Well done, Adam. Maybe the surprise later can be what's behind the curtain behind. So, anyway, hi everybody, and thanks for joining us today for this session. I'm Gary Torville. I'm the Associate Dean for the Canadian Food and Wine Institute at Niagara College, and our programs all focus on food and beverages of the alcoholic variety. And I'll talk more about that as we go through our questions today. And our session today with our faculty and program coordinators is at 12:30. So please do join us and enter into those rooms so you can see what's happening, talk to some of the faculty. and hear more about the programs as well. So you'll certainly get more of an in-depth understanding of the programs if you can come back and join us at 12:30.
Thank you very much, Gary. And over to Lisa. Hi.
Hi everyone. So I am Lisa Mendez, one of the associate deans in the School of Business and Management. I work side by side with Adam Weaver. Our programs are in the full range in the scope of business, ranging from human resources, accounting, international business, marketing, sales and marketing, office administration, and I'm sure I'm missing a couple of them in there, but if you are interested in any of these programs, as Adam said, we've got our sessions at 11:15 this morning, and they will, you will have an opportunity to meet our program coordinators, some of our faculty, as well as some students. So a great opportunity to connect with some of our students today if you want to chat with them. Thanks so much, James.
Thank you. And a big hello to Terry.
Oh, hello, I'm next. Hi, I'm Terry Canestraro. I'm one of the faculty in the School of Hospitality, Tourism, and Sport. So if that's the program area that you're interested in, more than likely you will have me as your professor. And Evan, I think, correct me if I'm wrong, I think our session's at 1:45 today. Perfect. I'm a good student and a good teacher. I love it. So I will see you there if you're interested in our program area.
Thank you very much, Terry. And Jeff, hello. Sorry, Jeff, we're having a little sound issue. We're not hearing you.
Got me now? There we go. Every once in a while, I set it down and the button in the back goes off.
There's that rich voice.
There you go. Thank you. Yeah, voice for radio, exactly. I'm Jeff Morrell. I'm the Associate Dean of the School of Trades. There's a lot of really cool programs here at Niagara College that are under me. Our sessions are 1:45. And if you come and join our sessions, we have a session with our motive power program. We have construction trades in carpentry and reno, electrician trade. We also have welding, if that's something that you're interested in industry, and of course our mechanical techniques and general machinist. And then one that I'm really proud of are in the service sector, we have the hairstyling. So those are all at 1:45. Please come and join, and you could get to talk to some of our great faculty. Thanks, James.
Thank you very much, Jeff. And over to Stefan.
Hi, everybody. My name is Stefan Johnson. I'm the coordinator for our postgrad in international business and management. Hopefully, I'll be seeing some faces today on my session at 11:15. So please feel free to come out and check it out. I'll be on the panel today with Lisa and Adam.
Wonderful. Thank you very much. And Evan, hello.
Hi, James. Thank you. So Evan DiValentino, I'm the Associate Dean of the School of Hospitality, Tourism, and Sport. I work closely with Professor Terry Canestraro, who's already introduced our area. And as she said, our sneak peek is, or the sneak peek I'll offer, like Terry said, is at 1:45 p.m. where we'll dive in on various programs from, our esthetician program, or can get right into a spa and learn how to run a spa, to sport management, and then a lot of other options in the hotel and restaurant operation and management side of things as well. So, but more to chat about, and looking forward to the rest of the panel discussion to elaborate.
Thank you very much. And Guhan.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Guhan El-Ghazli. I am the Associate Dean, I think oh, wow. Let me try this again. School of English. Yeah, okay. See, this is what happens if you do this just before a meeting. Associate Dean, School of English Language Studies. We house the English for Academic Preparation program. So if you're interested in upgrading your English before you take any of these wonderful programs here today, I am the person you want to talk to about. And we also, within our school, have the TESOL program, the Teaching English as a Second Language program. So we teach students and upgrade their English skills to study post-secondary programs, and we teach students how to become English teachers. So our session is at 1:45, and if you're interested in that, I look forward to seeing you. Thanks very much.
Thank you very much, Guhan. And finally, last but not least, Angela. Hello.
I guess with a last name like mine, it's appropriate that I'm last. I'm Angela Butt, and I am the Associate Dean for the School of Nursing and PSW Studies. Welcome, everybody. Our information sessions with myself and with our two program coordinators for practical nursing and for the personal support worker programs are at 10 o'clock. So COVID-19 has certainly made the healthcare world absolutely desperate for more human health resource professionals. So please join me. We'd be happy to see you at 10 o'clock. Thanks.
Okay, thank you very much to everyone for taking the time to introduce yourselves and to be here today. We have a large audience of future international students. Maybe some of their parents are watching with us. Partners from all over the world are also here to learn more all about Niagara College and specifically your schools of study. And one of the biggest questions that our regional management team always gets, as you know, we're speaking with future students or introducing Niagara College, is what are the benefits of the college system, right? And how does it apply to your program, right? So what are the benefits of your program at college? It's a very important question for a lot of our students because as they look and they're planning their studies to come to Canada, there are many different options, and we would like to understand about the college system a little bit. So I'll sort of open up the discussion here. If anybody would like to go first, or I can do a sort of a teacher thing and pick whoever's being the most quiet or looking down at the floor. Right, I love doing that. So, well, why don't?
I'm happy
Angela,
to go first, James, if you like.
Angela put up her Zoom hand, Gary. So,
all right, Angela first.
I have to go with Angela, right? And so Angela, who is the Associate Dean of the School of Nursing and PSW.
Great.
Thank you.
So I think probably our vision says it all in terms of the applied dreams piece. That's the key to the college education, is the opportunity for applied learning and education. And certainly every single one of my colleagues on this call, we build our programs around the opportunity for that hands-on experience. And in personal support worker and nursing, it's key because we spend hours and hours and hours in our lab situations, working with standardized patients, all of these opportunities so that people have an opportunity to learn about how to deliver healthcare without having their hands on a patient right away, because both from the learner's point of view and the patient's point of view, that's less than ideal. But once you've developed some competence and confidence, then we can slowly transition you over to that real world setting. So it's a very deliberate scaffolding of simulated experience in whatever way that works for each program into the real world application of those skills. And essentially, at least in my world, that becomes a really prolonged job interview that links you with all of the potential employers that you're going to come across as you graduate from our programs. Thanks.
Thank you. I really like that that analogy of scaffolding, right? Just we're sort of building the students up to that final goal, and a little bit scary that it's an ongoing job interview, but I like it, right? It's so true because everything our students are doing are leading them towards that job. Wonderful. Thank you, Angela. Gary, what are your thoughts?
Yeah. Just kind of leapfrog off from what Angela said, but absolutely the whole applied learning, practical hands-on training is the backbone, the foundation of what we do at the college. And really is the differentiator in many regards between universities and colleges, is that we are known as more hands-on and more practical-based learning. I think there's a couple of other themes that run through that from a general standpoint, is the different types and styles of credentials that you can also get, everything from a one-year certificate to diplomas, 2-year diplomas, 3-year advanced diplomas, and degrees, and graduate certificates as well. So there are many different opportunities for you to also combine different programs together to create kind of this menu of credentials that you have that combine the things that are you're passionate and enthusiastic about. The other real key part of this, and we talk about being world ready, be world ready from a cultural awareness standpoint, but most of our programs, if not all of them, quite honestly, also focus on being job ready. And that is also picking up on what Angela said, that everything that we do is to prepare you to be successful in the industry that you have chosen to study in. So that's another really important part. And that obviously links to everything that we do is what we call education for employment. And again, every program that has been designed and actually has a role to play here in our college is based on getting you a job after you finish. So those deep connections to industry to make sure that we're staying industry current and relevant is also a really key part of the whole structure of colleges.
Yeah, that's a really important point, Gary. The connection to industry, and a lot of people don't realize that the college system has the PAC committees, the program advisory committees, and we actually interact on a regular basis. It's part of our mandate to actually bring industry partners in all of our program areas and actually talk to them and review with them what we're doing and listen to them and get their advice on how we can make sure that they're job ready. And at Niagara College, I'm really proud of the way we really embrace that process. And I know that we are at the leading edge of all of our programs as technology changes and as processes changes out in the workforce. We're constantly implementing those in our programs, and that's one of the really cool things about the college system. The other cool thing I believe about the college system is that goes along with the applied learning is that you end up in the space interacting with a professional in the field, and groups of 20 students, and so you actually are performing the tasks with the professional in the field, actually looking over your shoulder and guiding you and teaching you along the way. And so you're actually learning while you're trying it out, which is another real cool aspect of the college system.
Thanks, Jeff. That's such a great point, is that connection that we have with industry. And a quick follow-up question, just for my own curiosity, is how often are we speaking with industry and talking to them about what we're teaching and how to do better?
Well, in my area, we actually have professional associations in the region around all of our areas, and so we're actually members. Some of my staff or myself are actually sitting on the boards of those organizations, so we interact with them probably on a weekly basis. One of us is out at one of the meetings interacting with them. But that program advisory committee meeting that we were talking about it happens once, or at least once, but in most cases twice a year, where we have a really huge meeting and bring them in. But we are always engaging and talking with the industry, not just on the formal meeting, but all the time casually.
Yeah, that's amazing. Thank you. So could maybe someone from the School of Hospitality, Tourism, and Sport speak to the benefits of the college system?
Yeah, sure. Maybe I'll jump in there and ask Terry to provide an example or two. But like Jeff said, right, there's these formal conversations that we have at specific times of the year, and then there's the regular daily or weekly conversations that are happening, because our faculty members are not just connected with industry, but sometimes continue to work in industry. And so I think, how does that translate into the learning experience? Well, whether it's through dynamic discussions and problem solving in online or in-class environments, our faculty members are continually evolving the curriculum and the courses to stay relevant, develop new learning experience that move from theory to problem solving to hands-on learning and everything in between there. And so just to make that a little bit more tangible, I guess I'd punt things over to Terry and ask for an example or two.
Sure, thanks, Evan. So the hands-on learning part from the umbrella of hospitality, tourism, and sport, we have a fully functioning spa on campus. So, you know, if you're interested in that area, you're physically working on some of your friends, some of us, we like to go into the spa and get some manicures and pedicures and be models for you guys. So that's a really interesting part. It's so cool. The facilities are amazing. Another example, if you're interested in hospitality and accommodation, so you want to work in a hotel, it's in a very exciting field. We actually teach you how to learn and manipulate through a property management system. And that might be like, what's the property management system? It's physically the computer system that every hotel in the world uses. So there's different systems, but we teach you the basics. You really go through the programming. So when you go for your interview, you're like, oh, I've actually worked on this system and I know how to check in a guest. And then another example, just personally from my class, is I teach applied tour planning. So if you love to travel and that's one of your favorite things to do, and maybe you're like, oh, I kind of feel this like entrepreneurial vibe. I kind of want to like be my own boss and I want to maybe run my own tour company. I actually teach you how to do that. We do that from scratch. You come up with your ideas, you pick your destinations, you pick your target market. And at the end of my class, if you're successful, you literally have a plan in your hand for graduation that you can start your own business. So there are a lot of variety of areas that we teach, and whether you want to be an entrepreneur or not, where you want to work in a big corporation, you really do have a really good basis, and again, tangible things that you can leave and graduate with and actually show your employer during one of your interviews possibly.
Yeah, that's fantastic. I mean, you're just giving the students all the tools they need to just go right into the workforce. Very cool. Over to Guhan with the School of English Language Studies.
Absolutely. So the college system, for a couple of things. So whether you're just upgrading your English, I mean, the huge advantage of studying English here is that you're on campus with the other programs. You get to meet some faculty, students studying in other areas. And so very quickly you become very familiar with what's coming up next, and it helps immensely with the transitioning. Not to mention, we have, for example, our TESOL program as well. If you do end up wanting to take our TESOL program to become an English teacher, what the college system does is, especially in our case for Niagara College, is we have, as everyone else has mentioned, strong industry ties. And actually, we are one of the only teaching English as a second language programs in Ontario that provide students with their practicum placement. So you don't have to go and try to, figure out where you're going to do your practicum, your teaching practice, your observation, your actual classroom teaching. We find that for you. And because we have an EAP program embedded, a lot of our students right off the bat have the advantage of being able to do their practicums inside the college with us, but also because of our regional and industry ties, we are able, once COVID's done, obviously, we are able to place students into a lot of different programs as well, not just EAP, but for example, the LINK program for new immigrants and that kind of thing. So the college system, my colleagues here have really hit the nail on the head. You see, what's great here is, and this is very important, especially for those parents out there who are wondering, okay, being job ready is so important. And like my colleague said, when you're sitting in an interview, most of the questions, if not all of the questions, you're able to answer by the time you graduate from Niagara College. You are ready to work. You see, the thing with university is you learn so much theory, and that's great, but most of the time you're learning on the job. And so these days, employers are saying, I want a college graduate so that they can hit the ground running. As soon as I hire them, they're ready to work. And the onboarding process is much, much shorter. So in everything that we do, whether it's English preparation, teaching English, business, hospitality, health sciences, the trades, you are ready for work. And I can't stress this enough.
Thank you, Guhan. Yeah, that's the old Monday morning ready, or in Gary's case, Saturday night ready, right? It's, yeah, very important. Finally, for this, this question, right, the benefits of the college system, let's hear from somebody at the School of Business and Management Studies.
Yeah, I'll take that. Thanks. It's hard to come up with a number of other different points that could be added to this list, but from a School of Business and Management standpoint, we pride ourselves on providing students opportunities to get that hands-on learning opportunity through projects that are based on partners in the industry, as well as providing students with an opportunity to build their portfolio and get some real-world experience through co-ops, internships, and, like I mentioned before, those projects that they get to work on that can contribute directly to those businesses within the community. We also have a number of international field studies, so it allows students who are in the class to be able to get out and perform internationally. So those who are in the area of international business or business at large have an opportunity to contribute not just to their communities, but they can also involve themselves in communities around the world. So there's a number of different things that we can add to students' opportunities for future employment that they may not be able to find at institutions outside of Niagara College, and those that are similar, we can compete very strongly with. So that's that. I hope that answers your question.
Absolutely, thank you so much. So yeah, that is so many great reasons why the college system is extremely beneficial, right? There are so many merits. There are so many good points to studying at college. And we've heard so many, and there are many more that we don't have time to mention. But I think you get the idea that with studying at college, you have huge advantages, especially as you look towards the final goal, which is, for many people, employment, right? Getting that job. Now, another question we usually get, and I see Fernando Gama, he's a colleague of mine who has joined. He's also a regional manager. So he interacts a lot with students as well, right? He hears these questions all the time. And one of the next biggest questions after we sort of explain, what is good about college is about the program and what is special about the program at Niagara College. So, why would a student study your program at Niagara College and not somewhere else? Because we know sometimes different colleges might offer the same program. You might be able to find it somewhere else in the world, but why is a student going to come to Niagara College to study, maybe it's culinary management or English preparation? So that's the next question I hope we can discuss a little. And maybe, I see Terry with her hand up. Thank you.
This question excites me a lot.
Okay, that's awesome.
And the reason being is we are located in Niagara, and Niagara Falls is steps away from us. And so from the aspect of hospitality, tourism, and sport, you are learning about hospitality and tourism in one of the most world-renowned destinations. So that right there is the most awesome connection that I can say to you guys. But also on top of that, a lot of the faculty have industry experience. and we have it in the Niagara region. So the connections are honestly endless. If we're going out to dinner with our families, we're meeting our students who just graduated, who are seating us at our tables or checking us into the hotels. We have our backgrounds, our hotel managers, event planners, fine dining managers. We have revenue managers, spa managers. We all come from an awesome background. And the connection piece, I think, is really crucial. And we are always having industry connections who are looking for our students, because they know our students are getting that applied learning. They're learning from us and they know us personally. So they're like, we want your students. We're so excited to get them because we know that they are Monday morning ready and they're going to step on the job and really excel. So the main point there about just learning hospitality, tourism, and sport in one of the most beautiful destinations in Canada for sure, or the world, and just the industry connections that faculty have, it's just a win-win in my mind.
Excellent points. And is there anything from the School of Business and Management Studies?
Sure, I'll speak to this on behalf of our group. So I know it's been mentioned already, the industry ties, but what is really unique about Niagara College is in the Niagara region, which is a very strong community and a strong community that works together and is very integrated. So when our students study in the School of Business and Management, they're working with all the industry partners that are in the Niagara region. And a lot of the industry partners happen to be graduates. We see a lot of our Niagara College graduates throughout industry locally and internationally, but those connections are so strong, and we have our industry partners come into the classroom. They even remotely, even though we've been virtual for the last little while, they're coming into our classes, they're speaking with our students. We have speaker series on a regular basis. So there's a real opportunity to continue to build those connections. And as Stefan has mentioned, we've got co-op and placement opportunities. And those employers then continue to look at our students for hire beyond graduation. So a very, very great opportunity for our students to continue to work in the areas they choose or internationally. And, you know, chances are most of you have not been able to see the campus and see the region, but you will have an opportunity to someday soon, I hope, and you'll see how beautiful it is. Beautiful region, beautiful campus, and it's one of the reasons why everyone that comes here just wants to stay, because it is so beautiful. And to Terry's point about it being just such a strong tourism area is because of its beauty. So there are obviously other reasons why you'd want to study at Niagara College and other programs, but that's just a couple of them. In addition, we do have some very highly acclaimed faculty. We've got one of our faculty members has won a National Teaching Award just recently. We've got faculty who have graduated and continued on to the point where they then come back to teach with us. And I hope he doesn't mind me mentioning, Stefan is a graduate of our International Commerce degree program, has continued to study and is currently pursuing his PhD. And we're just so happy to have him as part of our team. Thank you, James. Thank you.
That's an NC success story right there. That's
absolutely
awesome. Thank you. And what about Guhan from the School of English Language Studies perspective?
Well, I kind of hinted about you know, some of the certainly the benefits for coming to Niagara College in terms of our department. You know, with just, you know, if you have a choice to study English somewhere, for example, downtown Toronto in an office building versus on a beautiful campus with all these other programs around you, I mean, obviously it's a no-brainer. But my colleagues here have really touched upon, you know, the faculty who are highly educated, highly industry experienced, and obviously our curriculum, our pedagogy, our class sizes. Now, all of this, actually, the one thing I really want to highlight is when you come to Niagara College, and you really don't really notice this until you get here, but we understand how hard of a decision it is to leave your country, to come to Canada, and to come to a college and study. Niagara College is like being in a big family. We are very passionate about what we do. And after arriving here, I think it takes maybe a couple of hours max to feel extremely comfortable. And everybody is so friendly and helpful. And when you get here, you really know that when you come to Niagara College, you've made the right decision. Of course, there's many other options out there, but we really pride ourselves on first, the student first. We are student focused. Everything we do is for the student. All of our supports and all of our academic decisions are based on you, the student. And that's why if you're having any hesitation about coming out here, please know that you will feel extremely comfortable at Niagara College and the region, which is very safe and very beautiful. Thank you.
Thank you, Guhan. Yeah, and I think we saw a little bit of that with the services team, right? Who help students when they transition here. They're just so passionate about what they're doing, and it's reflective all over the college and the community. I think students can really feel that when they arrive here, and even virtually, like now, right? It's quite amazing with the technology. So.
One example I just want to give too, because it just came to me a year ago, right before COVID started. I was at the dentist, and the dentist asked me, "Where do you work?" And I told them, and they said, "Oh my God, we love Niagara College graduates." So I just thought I'd share that too. I'm sure everyone hears that all the time, but just a little plug in there.
Thank you, and Angela, from your perspective. Why would students study at Niagara College and not somewhere else?
Well, I certainly agree with the idea of just being in Niagara. The region is fantastic. For me, I grown up here and ended up moving away to Kingston, Ontario, and came back. So from a region point of view, it is beautiful, and it's kind of the best of both worlds. It's that small town feel, really tight community, but if you want the big metropolis, then you're an hour away from Toronto. If you want to venture over to another country, you're an hour away from the States. So it's kind of all of those benefits, but still being able to live in a safe, really tight-knit community. From a program point of view, and this kind of builds on what my colleagues have been saying in terms of our connections with people in the industries, we're constantly looking for ways to keep making our program relevant. And for example, in the personal support worker program, always looking for kind of value add, I'm going to say. So for instance, not only when you graduate from the PSW program do you graduate with that PSW certificate, but we also graduate with the Gentle Persuasive Approach certification, which is how to care for folks with dementia in a person-centered, gentle, dignified way. We have the Safe Feeding certificate. We have just continued, I was on the phone call this past Tuesday, continuing to work through the offering of end-of-life care certification within our personal support worker program. So we're constantly looking for these value adds that not only do you have on your resume that you're a PSW grad, but then in your additional skills, when you're in that interview with a potential employer, you can say, on top of that, I have A, B, C, and D, which other schools are not all offering. So I think that's the other piece that really separates us, is this drive to continue making things relevant and these really tight interactions with our industry partners to provide as much real world experience as possible. Thanks.
It's great that, like you said, right, ABC, and it can actually be reflected on a student's resume when they're, applying for jobs. So yeah, very helpful. Jeff, what about from the trades?
It's because we're the best, and I don't say that lightly. I am the chair of the National Council of Deans of Apprenticeship, Trades, and Technology. And one of the reasons why I came to Niagara College is we are the best. So when you look at our programming, what you'll see is that we don't have the wide breadth. A lot of other institutions take a shotgun approach. What we do it really, really well. In fact, in some of my programs, I interact with the students a lot. I was actually talking to a young woman who was in our welding program, and she was kind of a little disappointed because there's not as much snow in Niagara region because she's from Thunder Bay. And it was like, okay, so why did you come from past all of the colleges from between Thunder Bay and the Niagara region to take the welding program here? And she said, because I did my research and I want to be a specialized welder, and you guys are the best. And so we actually attract not just international students, we attract students from across Ontario. There's 24 colleges in Ontario, and the students, the high-end students who really, really want to be the best at what they do, they choose Niagara College in Ontario. So we do whatever we do, we really, really do it well. And as everybody has said all along, it shows in, you know, we beat people all the time who said, oh, wow, I love Niagara College because, you know, because of their graduates. We have companies that will only hire our graduates. We have in my program, BMW Canada is actually hiring only co-op students from our program, and they're actually trying to set up where they hire only graduates in Ontario to work at BMW dealerships from our program instead of going across, because they like our graduates so much. They're as everyone has said, Monday morning ready, and we aren't a large, even though we are a large college, we don't feel like a large college. We actually feel like a really tight community. There's a great feel in our hallways. So that's about it. That's the same reason I came here. We're the best.
Thank you, Jeff. That's very direct. I like it. It's clear and concise. Gary, what about from CFWI?
Yeah,
Program?
Certainly can echo a lot of what everyone else has said. And Terry started it off by talking about really Niagara as a destination, and certainly world renowned for many reasons. I like to call it a food and beverage education destination, because we have so many things to offer in food and beverage, not just in our programs, but also obviously in tourism and hospitality as well, that are all interconnected. We have, I guess our claim to fame is that we're the only institute in the world that has a teaching distillery, winery, and brewery on site all on one campus. And there are other institutes around the world that would have one of those pieces, but within about 300 feet, you can visit 3 working businesses that operate as retail and production enterprises, where students learn how to produce those beverages, right from actually picking the grapes on our 32 acres of vineyard, picking the hops from our 3-acre hop yard on campus, and even beyond all those things. And I don't want to steal any thunder away from Evan, but you know, with the horticulture division here, the beekeeping program, all of those are connected. And you know, we just actually released a product that 2 of our wine students worked with our winemaker on by using the honey that Evan's beekeeping program produces. We took 100 pounds of his honey, and we have a mead on the shelves that was produced by 2 of our wine students, just as a special project. And for any of you that are local, you really should try it. It's fantastic, and it's a great example of how we are using things that are grown on campus to actually have educational benefit. And that is absolutely something you cannot get at a high-rise school in downtown Toronto. So all of those are and I would encourage you, I'll make a plug here for the 12:30 sessions, because I could talk forever about this, but really to hear more about each of those programs and how unique they are, I would really encourage you to join that session. The other thing that we have that maybe hasn't been talked about yet on both campuses are research opportunities. So we have technology access centers, TACs, on both campuses. Some of them are more related to Jeff's areas in technology. On our campus, we have the CFWI Innovation and Research Center, where we do research, food research, but also now coming later this fall, is the Beverage Analysis Center, where we already are doing work with large producers of spirits and beer and wine. Bacardi is one that I'm allowed to talk about. So we're actually doing a lot of development and analytical work with Bacardi Canada. And as a rum guy, as a Newfoundlander, it always kind of warms my heart. So, but those are great opportunities for students to actually be employed as research assistants as well. So if you're taking one of our more science-oriented programs, you also have the opportunity to get work experience while you are studying and work on real industry projects. So it's another thing that really separates Niagara College as a whole. And it's not just students in our programs that are able to access that. So many great things. And Jeff said it, you know, we are the best. And I mean, I think what we all do, quite honestly, is we don't have the breadth of programs that many other colleges might have. I think we're roughly around 130 programs as a college. But what we do, we make sure that we do it extremely well. And that's something that we certainly pride ourselves on. And in particular, just to put a plug in for the faculty, because they're the boots on the ground, making sure that what we're promising is actually what's happening. It's easy to promise it, but it's another thing to deliver. So that service delivery model is something that's really, really important to all of us.
Thank you very much, Gary. I think you did a great sort of summary there, right? There are just so many highlights of Niagara College. Like you said, right, one of my favorite is the way that different departments, different programs are working together. Because as we know, right, when you get out into the workforce, you work with other people, right? You're not siloed, right? You have to reach out to that other department or that other company. So it's great practice. Can't say enough. I like it. We are the best. It's very clear. Also, good reminder, right? There are more program sessions throughout the day from 10 o'clock to 3 o'clock. We have limited time today. There's a lot of questions. Students are excited to learn more. So I really have to encourage everybody here to go to the sessions throughout the day from 10 to 3, okay? Now we do have one more question for everybody, and we've been leading up to it, right? So much of what we have said today is all about that final moment after graduation when a student steps out into the sunlight, out of the tree house or the nest, whatever have you, and they're faced with the job search. So, and it's a huge question, right? Especially for international students who are very, very focused on a long-term goal about their studies overseas. They are very interested to know about job prospects. So what is the employment outlook for your students after graduation? I see Jeff.
Yeah, me, let me go. Okay. Yeah, so because I'm the School of Trades, and so currently in Canada, there's a housing boom, and so yeah, my students, they walk out the door and they go to work, and in any one of my programs. The only students that don't find employment are students that don't want to. They've actually decided, as Stefan did, to actually choose to go and take other educational opportunities. The employment opportunities are huge for all of our graduates, my graduates especially. And I think the hourly wage, they start, because some of them start in apprenticeships, because you have to be if you get into a trade, you have to eventually get your certificate qualification in Canada in the trade. So they'll start around 20, but they transition, and they'll be up into above 30 to the high $30 an hour within a matter of a couple of years. So and really great job prospects.
Excellent information, Jeff. Thank you. Angela, would you be able to speak about opportunities?
Right now, the pressure on us as an education sector to graduate more healthcare providers is unlike anything I have ever experienced. So as an example, the PSWs, the government is looking for any and every possible way for us to graduate more personal support workers because of the lens that has been shown on long-term care facilities due to COVID and the need for more skilled workers in those areas to take care of our loved ones. I would say that every day I'm talking to my dean and the registrar about capacity in the personal support worker program because of the demand for employees. And every 2 days I am involved in a call with either the Ministry of Health, Ministry of Long-Term Care, Ministry of Labor, Ministry of Seniors and Accessibilities, about how do we get more people into our workforce. There is no doubt that this is the absolute prime opportunity to be entering healthcare.
That is received loud and clear. There are jobs in healthcare. From the business and management studies?
Well, probably the story in business and management is a little more uneven. I mean, we do have some sectors that are not doing especially well right now, but quite frankly, this is a good time to be in school. The job picture is going to improve. And once you graduate, for those folks on the call right now, once you finish your program, you're going to be part of an economic rebuild. I think that will be certainly one that we might see in coming years. That will be almost a once in a generation phenomenon. So I think there's a lot to look forward to in the next 2 or 3 years once you graduate. Couple of quick anecdotes or vignettes in terms of international students or now international graduates from our programs who've done especially well. We have Mauricio, who's a graduate of our 2-year diploma in sales and marketing in 2020, originally from Colombia. He's now a strategic communications director for an investment firm in St. Catharines. And that's a city very close to Niagara Falls. And then Dennis is a graduate of our 2-year diploma in supply chain and operations management. He also graduated in 2020. He's originally from Mexico, and he works for Canadian Steamship Lines as a supply chain and inventory manager. So there are plenty of success stories out there, plenty of examples.
Thank you. And those are great examples, right? Students love to hear about what students have done. So thank you. That's very appreciated. Guhan, what about the Tesla industry, right?
Well, you see, this has been certainly a very interesting year for our industry as well, as we very quickly transitioned to teaching online. What we were also able to do was teach our students who are becoming English teachers and teach them to teach online as well. And what we're seeing is that the online teaching space especially, but not just the online teaching space. You see, the thing is, once you become an English teacher, the whole world opens up to you. You can go anywhere you want, and there's always a job. And so the way what I call it is recession-proof, pandemic-proof career prospects. And of course, when you do take the teaching English as a second language route, just teaching is just one component of it. There's many different things. You might be interested in being a curriculum developer. You might be interested in being a digital learning specialist. You might be interested in the administration or the management side of running language programs. So there's so many different things that you're able to kind of look at, learn, and get exposed to. But I guess the number one thing I think that our current students, we will be graduating our first ever fully online cohort of TESOL teachers who right off the bat are ready to teach online for any company in the world. And you got to think about it that way. Even if you're in Canada, that's fantastic. But there are people hiring everywhere in the world now for online teaching. And you walk off this program completely ready because you've done your practicums and you've practiced your teaching, your online teaching with students before you finish. So yes, a lot pandemic proof and recession proof is what I say.
Thank you very much, Guhan. And for hospitality, tourism, and sport, what are the employment outlook for students?
Sure, thanks, James. I'll jump in there. Well, everyone knows that travel and tourism has been impacted by the pandemic, like many other sectors. But I'm not sure that everyone is aware that about 10% of global GDP is attributed to the travel and tourism sector. You know, $9 trillion of spend, 27 billion of that in Canada every year in a normal year, right? And in Niagara, we would take in about 13 million visitors a year. So certainly lots of opportunities. What that means is that there is an incredible amount of pent-up demand to go places, to see things, to participate in things. And I think we are all a testament to that. I'm sure if we asked for a show of hands, who would like to go and travel, everyone's hands would go up. So as soon as we're clear to do that, we are going to see a quick rebound. What the United Nations World Travel Tourism Organization is telling us is that we'll see a full recovery by 2023 at some point. And so in between now and then, there will be massive growth. So as Adam Weaver mentioned earlier, it is really a good time to be in school and start to jump in to the hospitality, tourism, and sports sectors.
And if I can just add to that, I think about all of the graduates and all of the people that I taught who, like, I couldn't even narrow down the names. It was very difficult because I see a lot of students come in particular, let's say they were interested just in general, hospitality and tourism. They're like, I love to travel. I just love it. I'm not sure where I want to go. And then they come here and they get such an enrichment of like programs and courses. And they're like, wow, it's like, do you see these light bulbs go off? And then they find what's their passion. And that's one of the most satisfying things as a professor is someone kind of comes in and they're a clean slate. And then they're like, wow, I really love this aspect. And this is where I want to go and be successful. So the one name that did come to mind is James. He's a graduate of about 2 years ago. And he did just that. He came in, he's just, this is my passion. I love to travel. I'm not sure what I want to do. And now he's the director of event technology at one of the largest technology kind of firms in Canada. And so his job right now is doing virtual events. And he just took his love for hospitality and took his personal love for technology, blended the two, and is completely thriving. It is so fantastic to follow his journey on LinkedIn. And then I have another name was Allison. So Allison came in and she was going to run her own restaurant. That was what she wanted to do. Then again, she came in, she saw all of the different aspects of hospitality and tourism that she didn't even know. And now she's the assistant brand manager at a local winery here in Niagara, because she just was like, I love wine and I had all these opportunities, and she blended them together and she's thriving as well. So I just think it is an amazing time to learn and come in with an open mind. And when you blend a passion and blend your education together, you really will thrive in our industry, and it's a really exciting time.
Thank you very much, Terry. And Gary?
Well,
what about your area?
Wine, so that's a good segue. It may come as no shock to anybody on this call that the beverage industry is actually booming right now. It's seeing ridiculous growth as well. And we're still seeing massive growth in breweries, wineries, distilleries, cideries, etc. And so obviously that's a big part of our program mix. And we literally just had a round of PAC meetings just about a month ago and speaking to people from those industries. So it's very fresh in my mind, but it continues to be a very strong opportunity for students for employment. The one stat that always popped out at me is, the Brew program, which now is in its 10th year, still has a 98% grad employment rate for brewers. And our distilling program, we've had successful grads that are actually, there's one that's based out of Jamaica, and others have moved across Canada. And back to something that Guhan had said, and I like to use the word portable skills, that these are portable skills that they can be used just about anywhere. Culinary and baking certainly were impacted when the pandemic first hit. And of course, we've had to kind of suffer through restaurants closing and delaying their openings, etc. However, kind of similar to what even Jeff was talking about earlier, you know, that the phones are lighting up, my emails lighting up like crazy with people wanting to rehire. And it's everything from hotels to small restaurants to bakeries. So I think there's a high degree of optimism in the industry right now, that the sector as a whole. And there's no doubt about it that the business model and the service model for many of those have changed, and curbside and delivery are going to be a much larger part of their mix, of their business mix. However, all of those still lead to very strong demand. You know, if you bring it back down to the basics, people are always going to have the need to eat, and quite honestly, they also have a love of drinking for a multitude of reasons and celebrations and whatnot. So those are two that tend to be very recession-proof and are not impacted as much as some other industries. So definitely the road ahead is very bright for food and beverage. And you know, we're still having, and quite honestly, looking ahead at even enrollment for us for the fall is looking extremely strong. So I think there's been a lot of confidence and a lot of optimism being shown by students, as well as the industry that we obviously service. So it's, you know, I think we're all coming out of this COVID cloud, and I'm sure all of us are very happy about that.
Yeah, you can see the sky is parting, Gary.
Yeah.
Right? You can see a lot of optimism. You can see that industry is optimistic about the future, and the jobs that are available right now or in the future are going to be there. So if you're thinking about studying at Niagara College, now is the time, right? We've heard that a few times, right? Apply, get involved. We can help you set up for your future. So regardless of what industry you are looking at, we have the experts here who will be able to help you with that. Now we are a little over time. It's about 10:04. So I am gonna wrap it up. I wanna give a big thank you to our panel here today. Thank you so much for waking up early on a Saturday. And I know you're not doing it for me. You're obviously not doing it for me. It's for the students, right? So on behalf of the students, I'll also say thank you. It's so important that we're getting this information out to everybody, and no one better to hear about that information than from the experts, from all of you. So a big thank you to our panel here today. So if you have other arrangements or you need to jump off, please feel free. Just a note for all the students that other program sessions have begun, right? The spring open house is going to continue for the next, my math is kind of bad, but until 3 p.m. today, okay? So it's full. You can see our academic panelists here. You can see our associate deans and our faculty members in all different types of program sessions. In the Ask Me Anything that we'll be running, you can speak with international student services and regional managers at these sessions as well. So make sure you're logging into the open house website, okay? Find where you wanna go, find, you know, if you wanna learn more about construction and what Jeff said about the booming housing market, go online, get involved in that session, okay? There is so much information throughout the rest of the day, so I encourage you, anyone who's attending right now, to get online and get involved. Finally, one last plug for the upcoming Niagara College Canada Worldwide Application Days 2021 that will be running from April 13th until April 17th. It is 111 hours straight of live stream madness, okay? There is so much information, not only about the college, but about the region and about our partners all around the world. There is time to answer all of your questions if you can't get them answered here today at Open House. So please stay tuned for the Niagara College Canada Worldwide Application Days 2021. Look at our international website. watch for your emails, okay? That information is coming very, very soon. Okay, so finally, thanks again to all our panelists here. Thank you. Bye, everyone.